Well, hello everybody. I'm running a little late. It's going to be a very short one today. Today has been a day where I've just been running late. No matter the whole day, it's been that way. Uh, so, so yeah, this is only going to be a short 15-minute one, just to basically say that I ain't dead. I'm just late, very late.
So,
All right, let's make sure YouTube is silent. Well, hello there, Kyle. Saw you earlier with different with the earlier live stream. I guess with the book from England. I forgot exactly. Thing is, it's not Hot Dog 63. It's Hot Dog something else. But he was. I normally don't catch up with things that early on a Sunday morning, but I woke up early. That was the only thing that was only early for, was being awake, because the sun comes up, so do I. And from there, of course, that got me slightly distracted. That's why I got the church services slightly late, because I forgot it was potluck. So that means I had to stop off at a local grocery store. Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Yes, that would be him. Yeah, I usually don't catch his, but it was interesting to catch. And then it's one of those things of, duh, he's in Britain. Of course, that's why it's practically lunchtime by, when it's still morning here. But no, I did have plans to do stuff and all that, but I look at it this way: I'm not really going to have the time to actually start doing something and then, pretty much stopping it. So, plus my computer for some reason might give out on me, because all 8 cores are pegged to 100 for some reason. Thankfully, the hard drive is not. Thankfully, the hard drive is not pegged. It's only at 7%. 49. The reason that's what sort of caused me last time to basically shut down is because the hard drive was pegged at 100, and when it did that, it just decided, no, I'm not going to do anything until I finish moving all the bits of everything from the virtual memory to be shuffled around. So it's one of those things that it's not the computer's not frozen, but it can't do anything because it's busy moving information around, and it's not doing anything else. It's just the only thing I think that I can do is move the cursor, and every time I move the cursor, that causes more hard drive issues. Well, hello there, Joe Rader. Thank you for coming in. It's going to be a very short one tonight because I got on way too late. Yeah, I'm basically going to have 15 minutes, and it's I want to say it being that short, it's very hard to get into the swing of things, basically. Plus, also with my computer being pretty much over 95%, it's one of those things of how reliable is this going to be? Well, hello there, Frank, Steeler fan 820. Thank you for coming in. And Mystic, what is shaking? Basically, except for waking up this morning, I've been late. And that's one of the things is that you didn't get a hello there, Curly. It's one of those things of you didn't get the notification late. I was actually late, and basically saying that, nope, I'm still here, I'm still alive, and all that fun stuff. But at the same time, I don't feel that it's probably wouldn't be, starting to do something now would be a little bit, once I really would get into the groove, all of a sudden, I would have to turn around and stop. And plus, my computer's still at 100, pretty much over 95%, and it's mostly at 100%. So I'm not sure if that's usually when something's at sort of at 100%, you do one little thing, it'll all of a sudden go over 100%, and then all of a sudden everything crashes. So I'm not touching anything. I'm not even going to switch camera angles because of that. I mean, if I might take a peek exactly what the hell's eating up all the CPU process. Okay. Okay. It's maybe if I end that one. I have a program I don't usually use, but it's sort of up on the startup menu and all that. So maybe letting that go. Not really affected it. Oh well. But that's pretty much what I've been doing is being late all day today. I mean, it seems that I just, and the thing is, some of the things that I've there's actually, I wasn't able to get my laundry done because I had to, try to rush back, but after I got down there, it's like, well, I can't do the laundry because the place would close by the time I'm done. So it made more sense to go like, all right, well, let's, go and do laundry. Go that one. Ooh, bad storm's coming at you. Well, hopefully things will be all right, Carly. Storms can be annoying. I know here when sometimes we get storms. It's been a while. I've been in a place where we actually have a power outage. So when it gets really, really windy, the lights could go out. There was one really bad time when I started working at my current workplace is that it had gotten so bad, the power went out. But I'm like, yeah, pretty much, it's one of those things that are going on. We really need the rain. Not that much at that time. Not that much at that amount. Sort of like stretch it out a bit. But it was basically an ice storm, so it was knocking down power lines right and left. And so I turned around. It's like, well, I tried to get in my car. There was a 1/4 inch of ice on it, and I'm chopping away. And after a while, I'm like, screw this. It's like I can hear branches falling, and I'm like, not this. I'll call in. So I got on my cell phone, tried to call, no cell service. Apparently, the power went out for the cell phone towers around me. So couldn't do anything, and so I just all right, well, it'll be a bad mark until I explain that, hey, this is what happened. And I'm assuming wasn't the only one that had issues. Did find out at least one of my fellow coworkers who lives a lot farther than I do made it in. And it's like, why didn't you make it in? It's like, it's like getting really angry that I wasn't able to make it in. I'm willing to bet that he has a garage. I haven't asked, but I'm willing to bet he has a garage. So he didn't have to worry about chopping ice off his car. But I would say that's the only time I actually never got into work. But then again, I got the impression that there wasn't that many people there because a lot of people could not get in. But there was that one particular person is like, oh, it's like, that, you know, that sort of, oh, I made it in, you should have been able to make it in. It's like, if they have a garage and you don't, and your car is covered in ice, sorry, I couldn't make it in. But of course, knowing him now, I'm not quite sure if he actually was fake angry, sort of like trying to pull my chain, basically. Well, I made it in, but ooh. Yeah, that's one thing. I just, you have a garage. I do not. Yeah, it's really annoying that some companies that are out there that, hey, there's a major, massive storm heading our way. Oh, you have to be at work anyway. It's like, especially the ones that turn around and says, everyone has to be here. Yeah, one day to a prayer to evacuation. It's like, but yeah, it gets really annoying when they actually put in a sign there saying that, it's like, if you can work remotely, you can work remotely, which is all the office people. Everyone on the production floor has to be there because you can't do things remotely on a production floor. So that was very, the evacuation turned out to be too much. Yeah, that. I have a friend of mine that named their youngest daughter Katrina because of that. But yeah, that's another thing, is that that death is the only excuse. Would have prior approval for death in the family? Like those meetings that say, warning, hurricane warning in the area, and the boss be like, "You still coming in?" I'm not, Yeah, the boss is like going like, "See ya." Oh, from your own death? Huh. I would say that's the only way that could happen is you were planning suicide. That's the only way you'd be able to do it. But no, unfortunately, a lot of companies out there, this it's, I mean, any large corporation, it seems that they have a tendency to not treat their people well, no matter what the organization is. Some worse than others, depends on who's in charge. But yeah, my plan was to keep on doing buildings, but yeah, they're pretty much just a number. There's smaller companies have a tendency not to do that, but large corporations and all that, they'll close out. They'll turn around and make a decision at the top. Oh, we'll just close this division, and all of a sudden, the whole branch goes down and all that. And I used to work for Xerox at one time, just around 2008. So they got rid of, basically what they wound up doing is they got rid of most of the contractors, which that's what I was. They only kept one. Then they turned around, and this is when I was living in the Albany area, and they had a parts depot in the Albany area. Well, in order to cut costs, they turned around and, we're going to get rid of the Albany office and a bunch of other offices and concentrate everything in Connecticut. And then started, from my understanding, they actually started, penalizing the technicians that they were taking so long. It's like, why, it took you an hour to do this. Now it's taking you 5 hours. Why is it taking you so long? It's like, because I now have a 2-hour commute to go all the way to Connecticut and back. Oh, they didn't want to hear that, but I was not, it was something I heard, I want to say about 3 or 4 years after the fact. Yeah, there's a lot of places that are being slowly replaced by robots. Anything that has to do with software, and that's one of the things is that what happens when we do get all replaced. It's like then there's going to be no one buying the crap that's being produced by I would have to. As I think I said before, I agree with the larger companies. If it's a small company, I work for a small company, and they treat their employees a little bit better, but not quite sure what the owner's thinking at this time is. But there's been people who've been, they're planning on staying on for a little bit while and turned around and decided, nope, I'm going to retire. Or there's a lot of them that are, talking about quitting. My specific job right now is safe. But if my boss winds up being my direct boss or supervisor, if he winds up, he's right now on light duty. If he winds up being put, on, okay, you're no longer on, you are healthy enough to, continue your original job. My particular position might be in jeopardy. It might toss me in someplace else I probably don't want to be in. But I don't know. I'm not actively really looking for a job right now. I'm not that desperate. But I am, I'm looking around what is out there. I'm sort of like sniffing of, it's like, what, what's there, no, the thing is, I would not break his kneecaps because he's about a foot taller than I am and about a good 50 pounds heavier than I am, and he's a linebacker. He's like, and he is a nice guy once you get to know him. At first, he's like, he's pretty much grumpy. In fact, Grumpy Cat is his spirit animal. He likes Grumpy Cat. And also he also models also. He doesn't do model trains. He does model monster trucks, some of the sci-fi stuff. So it's one of those things that go, and that's one of the connections that we've got together and all that. Sometimes we, discuss different hobby shops and stuff like that. So, and recently, back in November, he went into the hospital for surgery. It was like the first time since he's been working there that he had an actual vacation. And it got him to rethink a lot of things. Before it was like, oh, I got to be here, I got to be here, I got to be here. Now it's like going like, oh, I need to take care of myself so I can take care of the kids first. So his priorities have slightly changed. Basically when he first said he was taking it, he turned around and was taking a day off. Everyone's like going like, oh my God, it's like, it's like it's the end of the world. He actually took a day off, unscheduled. He didn't even like taking scheduled time off because he has to be there. The company's going to fall apart without him. But he's gotten to the point now. It's like, yeah, the place is not going to fall apart without me there. I'm going to take better care of myself. So, speaking of taking care, it is now 7:49. So I'll sign off and let everybody, have a 10-minute break before Sidetrack Sunday. Today, this week, I believe it's Schuylkill Valley. He's usually the first one, isn't he? Yep. See you later, Kyle. All right. See you, Curly. Yeah, yes, it is John Schuylkill Valley. All right. Well, I'll might see you there on John's channel. Yes. Thank you very much, Mystic, for dropping in. And as I always say, I think the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Goodbye.